For many people, as they look at customers, it seems pretty intuitive that it's probably easier to sell to a customer you already have versus trying to sell to new customers. One of the things they'll talk about is the cost of acquisition, and it's quite high. Some will say it's somewhere between 5 to 7 times the cost to get a new customer as it would to sell into an existing customer. So from a business acumen perspective, recognizing that all your investment dollars going towards marketing of new customers and trying to do acquisition, well, what if I took some of those dollars and really had a robust retention program, really understanding my customers, aligning what they're trying to accomplish to the solutions that I have available, which means they want to continue to buy for us for multiple years and multiple experiences. In the end, that's a great way to get a greater return on your investment dollars. Now, you end up having to have both. You can't just do one without the other. That being said, often we spend so much time on the customer acquisition, we forget not that we forget, but we don't emphasize, we don't put as much budget towards customer retention, and really that's the place where you can really expand and succeed as a business. In many of these consulting, training, development companies, a big emphasis is your existing customers. That's where the lion's share of your dollars come in. In fact, it can be harder for small businesses to get new customers, and so you end up focusing a lot on those existing customers. And sometimes in small businesses, it flops the other way, where you spend so much time on your existing customers, you're not working enough on the new. And so if you happen to lose one of your key customers because of turnover or whatever changes may happen, you end up kind of putting yourself in a tough situation. So for small businesses, you get a large customer, you're just trying to keep up with the pace, but you cannot forget about, I got to also invest in trying to get new customers. So there's really a balance that you've got to consider. But absolutely, for small businesses, the lifeblood of small businesses is their existing customers and that retention of those relationships. So one of the big costs of not keeping your customers, obviously you don't have the revenue in future years. There's a term that they talk about called the customer lifetime value. It's all the dollars they spend with you. If I have a customer spending $100,000 over 10 years, my customer lifetime value is $1 million. Well, so it's not just what you would get this next year, maybe $100,000, but if I lose that customer in 10 years, that would have been $1 million of value I've lost. And so that recognizing that there's a value of these long-term relationships. Now you see this a lot in subscription businesses, right? If I'm a SaaS company and I'm trying to, my model's all about subscriptions, so I have to focus on those existing customers because my real value is, it costs me a lot to get them up and running, but every year after that, it's a low cost and it's high profitability for the future. So you really want to be good, and SaaS companies spend a lot of time with that. But sometimes service companies, consulting companies, etc., we get so busy with working with certain groups that we forget the value of that lifetime customer. As you look at customers buying from you, new customers, about 5 to 25% will actually buy from you. 25% would be very high. Of all the customers you talk about, 25% of them buying. It's usually on that lower end. Versus if I'm selling into existing customers, about 60 to 70% of them will actually buy something from you. So it's much easier if you have that good relationship, you understand what they're doing and what they're working towards, it's much easier to sell into those organizations. I'll give you an example. Just recently, I was doing a year-end review, talking with an existing customer, and all I did was share an opportunity, what I thought might be the next step based upon their training and development goals and objectives. There was no question. Yeah, we absolutely want to do those earnings call debriefs was what I was selling. It was a great opportunity for us to immediately, there was trust there was confidence there, which meant, yeah, I want to add those to next year. Versus somebody brand new, I got to sell multiple pieces for them to see the value of that. So selling into existing customers, you'll have a much greater close rate than you will with new customers. So one of the things I think is real valuable is in our building business acumen for sales professionals is this idea of understanding their strategy, understanding their key metrics. What are they trying to accomplish? One of the greatest ways to improve retention is to truly understand their business, be able to speak to their key metrics and measures, their strategies. Now all of a sudden, instead of me just selling features, advantages, or benefits of my product, I'm selling solutions to their goals and objectives. You switch your role. Instead of a transactional sales individual, you become a partner. You're part of my team. You understand what I'm doing, and you're helping me make a business case as to why a partnership with Acumen Learning, in our case, why a partnership with Acumen Learning can really drive to your profitability, your cash flow, or your goals and objectives. So I think that's the real differentiator, is the more you understand about your customer's business, and if you can help them align your products or services to their goals and objectives, you're no longer a sales individual, you're their partner.